G'day everyone, Teenic back here again in OpenTTD, and we'll just hit that unpause button there because while I faff around figuring out what I'm going to do, I leave it on pause so we don't waste any precious game time. Now, you'll remember last time we built a new line up the something or other coast of Sweden, up here terminating in Katrineholm. And I thought that was pretty good. I thought we'll just leave it at Katrineholm, whatever, etc, etc. Before I came up with this idea, I forgot to check. They hate us. Okay, that's good to know. At least we've got plenty of field we can rip up and replace with forest to make them like us again, because we're going to have to go ahead and redevelop this station. I know, I said I'm not going to have to do that ever because I'm just going to set and forget and walk away. But then as I was scooting around the map going, oh, what am I going to do today? Because I probably said I was going to do something, but I forgot to look it up. So, you know, I've got a whole new idea and I'm really excited by it. Because I thought people going from Katrineholm to Pokemon name, are going to need to come all the way back into Stockholm. And of course, as we know, those trains are already very crowded. So I thought, why not put a connection up here through Eskilstuna, something about tuna, you know, ethical fishing and whatever. So we'll run a connection up there. And then I thought, well, we could just leave it there because that way we've got a connection from this line to this line and yada, yada, yada. But then I thought people from Eskilstuna going over to Årebo need to come up here via Västerås. And again, that's just unnecessary changing of trains. So I thought, why not keep the line going around here to Årebo? And then I thought, well, hey, look at that. You've built a junction at Årebo already. Why don't you go ahead and extend that line up here to Karlstad? And then obviously we can build a separate line that comes out of Stockholm and a shorter line to keep trains going over to this part of the country. But I thought it would just be a nice way to connect up this main line here, well, this main line here, this town here, which is obviously on the suburban network, up here with these two lines here, just sort of really bringing them all together and hopefully relieving a bit of capacity on the other trains. So I figured that's going to be a fun activity we can do today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to 86 this buffer stop here because, well, it's just going to get in the way. And then I'm going to have to move this junction down just temporarily because obviously we're going to need to do our work without interrupting the, well, we probably should go to electrified railway. We don't want to interrupt the trains we've already got running. That's not one of them. I thought it might have been. So I'm just like, hey, look, there's an example. No, not an example at all, you dummy. Okay, so what we need to do is extend this platform out here. So we'll just go with a nice, actually we can just put a temporary bit of platform in here because they already hate us. Fantastic. Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and plant us some trees. So we'll turn the tree signage on. Tree signage? We'll turn the tree vision, tree cam on, and we'll try and keep it away from where development's going to be just so we don't shit them off too much. Okay, let's try that. There we go. Okay, that looks really ugly, but it's the tail end of the station, so who cares? And that means we can shorten the platform here by getting rid of that that nice little roof tile there. And then obviously back off the track as well. Now that will let us drop a little trench down here. I mean, obviously if the town liked us, we could have dropped the trench down here instead and kept our platform not looking quite as lopsided as it does at the moment. But, you know, we needs must, so we'll just do what we've got to do. So, of course, we're going to run that tunnel. We'll turn the trees back off again. We'll run that tunnel through to the other side here, trying to keep it as short as possible. And then we'll just, you know, bosh that down there as well. There's one of the trains I don't want to inconvenience. Hello, what you doing? I thought so. And you're going to just meet up with this suburban train. But anyone on this suburban train that want to catch that train have missed their shot. Well, to be fair, they should have changed at Norrköping Woods anyway. So it's really on them for wanting to experience the full gambit of emotions that is missing a train. Because I'm sure we've all done it and it's not fun. Now, coming up here to Eskilstuna, what I thought was we build a new station on this end of town and just divert the suburban line around because it's going to be easier than trying to weave up here and wiggle around here. And what does this town think of us? They think we're good. Okay, so we're going to have to tread carefully here. And by tread carefully, I mean we're not going to come in with a massive environmental sledgehammer and just bitch slap everything in the area. So first we'll just raise a bit of land up there for a casual 500,000. No, I think we can survive that. And then we're probably going to want to bribe them. Yes, that's 17 million. So a little bit more of a dent in the bank balance, but I think we can survive it. Very good. Fantastic. That worked out well. So we're going to use that power to knock down this house. Excellent, that worked well. We're also going to back off this road here. Okay, we're down to good. Let's try another bribe. Very good, excellent, because we also need to knock down this block of flats in this house. Okay, they really don't want me to knock down that block of flats. We'll try another bribe. Excellent. Okay, come on. No, you're really going to resist. What is this block of flats? It's the hotel region. Well, I can understand why you don't want me to knock down the hotel region. So I guess it gets a stay of execution, and we'll just have to raise this land up here instead, because, you know, probably could have done that to begin with and saved a bit of money, but we didn't because I'm not that smart. This should obviously come as no surprise to anyone. So actually we'll build that there and call it Eskiltuna. Thankfully we don't have to deal with a stupid name like Eskiltuna Woods. We can just deal with, you know, with a proper name like Eskiltuna. And so to celebrate that, we'll give them a nice big fancy station building. So now obviously we need to put in the suburban platforms, yada yada yada, and the intercity platforms to go with. So we'll go ahead and do something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that'll be long enough. And then we'll go with our nice, simple, easy to use flat roofs here, which come with a nice little underpass between the platforms. And that's a nice modern station befitting of what we want to do with it. In fact, I don't actually need it to be as long as it is, so I might just bosh that off and just correct this, because sometimes when you mess with the new station set, it gets stroppy and you end up with half a pot plant there. It didn't happen in that occasion, but I'd rather it not happen at all. So, you know, let's just future-proof that. Yeah, so hang on. Could we trace this track down here? No, there's a sawmill on the way, so that's okay. I'll have to put a bit of a wiggle in the track there, but I think that'll be okay. So I'll just build this out real quick. Nice and temporary. Junction up there, so, you know, we've managed to put a junction in there that we don't even need, so, you know, that's all going well. We can actually line that up perfectly up there, provided we get rid of one signal, which I'm totally fine with, because that signal, well, its days were numbered anyway. And so you guys are going to need your orders changed. So when you're going through Eskiltuna Woods, you're not actually going to Eskiltuna Woods, you're going to Eskiltuna. Because, you know, that should make so much more sense to everyone except these trains. So he's moved on, and that should be fine. Did we get you in time? I think we did. And then we can get rid of this track here and be completely guilt-free about the whole situation. So once you're out of the way, no, yep, no, okay, yep, when you're ready. What if we do that? No, it doesn't help you. Oh, it's probably because we've got that other train and we've not bothered to put any signals down. So why don't we do that, and that will be fine there. There we go. So we've got signals down there. So always forget the signals. You kind of need the signals, and you forget them. There we go. That's better. And that, of course, means we can bosh this bit of railway out of the way here. I'm tempted to keep the track through the town just because I know how valuable town real estate is as the game goes on, but I don't think we're going to use it. So how many people are we going to inconvenience here? 898. Well, there you go. You're going to have to walk to the new station because your train service has been cancelled and all trains have been cut from that line. So yeah, good luck with that. I see some people have even shown up even after it's been bulldozed. So, you know, massive respect to them for their ignorance. They've literally walked up to a bare plot of dirt and gone, oh, the train should be along in a minute, there's plenty of other people waiting here, and just sat down. Whereas meanwhile at the news station, 64 very smart people, 70 very smart people. Yeah, they know the score, they know how it works. They've seen the writing on the wall here, they've read the posters. They're like, oh, the train's getting cancelled, we better move. So yeah, so that's our first station there. And then obviously our new station, well, I say new station, our extended station over here will be at Orribo Woods, and I need to somehow line that up and reconcile that with the junction that we've got going on here. So that means putting a new platform on either side, which means really upsetting this town. I mean, this town is going to get stroppy about this. They are not going to like this. See, they already don't like me removing the road. Well, that was me because there was no road there. So I tried to remove a road that didn't exist. So that's on me. But, you know, as a rule, the town is not going to like this level of development that we're doing. Does anyone use this depot, by the way? Yes, for some reason. Okay, well, Orribo Depot is cancelled. It is closed. So goodbye. Now no one is using the depot. See, problem solved. Now we can just bosh the depot out of the way. Goodbye. Kablamo. We got rid of the depot and we'll get rid of these points because they're pointless. Get it? Points, pointless. Yeah. No, I thought I was pretty clever. I don't care what you think. No, I do. Please stay. Okay, so we've got a couple of houses to remove. One. Well, that's off to a good start. We can't even remove one. What do you think of us, Orobo? You think we are mediocre. Well, you and me both, buddy. Every time I look in the mirror. Okay, let's try a bribe. I think we're good. They're like, actually, you know what? Now that you put 17 million bucks into the budget, we think you're all right. Let's try another one. See if we can knock down this shop. Yes, we can. Boom, booyah. And quickly buy up all this land to make sure no one gets any ideas. And while being mediocre, we should be able to build our platform on this side. The other side might be pushing the proverbial uphill. However, I'm actually going to go with 5 tracks here to sort of future-proof this, just so when we've got trains coming off the branch, we've got a couple of platforms they can use. He says, thinking that that'll mean skewing all the tracks around, and then he changes his mind and goes back to 4. So let's just forget that idea. Okay, good. Get rid of that extraneous track there as well. Okay, so we want a bit of flat roof action going on in that area because flat roofs are cool. Pot plants are awesome. We love our pot plants. And then we'll just put some benches down so people can sit, because who doesn't like a good sit? I said sit, not the other word that I said earlier, which is a naughty word. Okay, so we want to put a set of points in here, obviously, and then we want to put a set of points in here, obviously, because we will have trains from different areas using different platforms. We'll also put a set of points in here just to make sure there are free platforms available, just in case you've got 2 trains following each other, but I really doubt that will happen. Because they'll be spaced out reasonably. So by the time one's pulling in here, the other one should be coming up here, and then he's leaving as he's getting to the junction. That's the dream anyway. So we'll then run a set of points in here as well, and bosh down a couple of one-way sigs there and there. So now they think we're very poor, but I don't care because I've done all the station development I want in this vicinity. Or at least I think I have. I hope I have. I pray I have. Well, I don't pray I have. And then we just need to continue these tracks over here in this direction down to Orobo, and then obviously connect up Orobo with Catrinholm, whatever that town's called. And then we can go about extending the line in the fashion to which we've become accustomed. I don't know why I bothered lowering land there, because we don't need to get under the main line, so I'm just going to have to build a slightly fancier bridge. That's a station. Fancier bridge. We want a fancy bridge. We want a cantilever bridge. Yes, there we go. That's nice. That looks nice alongside the rivery railway liney, whatever that is that I built. As I said, nice. You are going to want to come back up here though to save a second bridge that is slightly unnecessary, and then obviously we can follow the coastline down this way, which is always popular with the passengers. Not so much with the viewers. They don't seem to care. They're not there, commenting, going, "Good work, following the coast." It's a very attractive bit of railway line there. You're sort of very apathetic about the whole thing, which is fine because I'm apathetic about you being apathetic. I don't really care. So that's all good. I'm just talking to myself because that's what you do on a Sunday morning, because it is Sunday morning now. So, exciting update. You are now living my livingness. Could have used the word life there, but I used livingness instead, which it is a word. It's not often used. It's usually used by idiots like me, but you just deal. It's one of those things. So I'll put a cheeky curve in here because obviously we need to bugger off across this farmland. And again, we'll follow the coast if we can. I think I've gotten a bit too close to the coast there. I have. Okay, well, we'll back that off a smidge. There we go. Now we'll follow the coast. There we go. Let's just come up here. Yes, good. Up like this, and obviously we'll have to have a nice big U-turn to get into the platform, but it means we've got connectivity up between those lines, as I alluded to when we kicked off the recording here. And by we, I mean me, so I don't know why I said we, because I'm an idiot. We've already established that. So drop in a few signals here, and connect them up. Good. So we've now connected up Catrinholm. We'll turn the buildings back on with Eskil. You know what? I've given up. And then coming down here to Oreo Town, which is great. And then we're going to head over to Karlskoga. Now that's not a massive destination, so we'll keep the line going through Christian's Ham. What is the town's being named after ham? And then I reckon we'll have a little terminating set up here in Karlstad. Obviously, we will need to have other lines coming out of Karlstad because we can't zoom out anymore because we've got, well, a lot of region still to go. In fact, we can actually come all the way back down here to Skalnor and Falstad if we really wanted to. But I'm thinking this line might end up at Göteborg, and we'll extend the suburban line up instead, just to provide a connection there without having to cram more trains into Malmo station there. But yeah, that's all future TNX problem. We could end up over at Oslo. That's a town I've heard of. I've definitely heard of Oslo. In fact, it's a really big town. So why don't we make for that town instead? Yeah, for this, maybe not for this line, because that is a long distance. What would that be? That would be running a train from Oslo all the way up here and around here and down the coast. And no, actually, you know what? I could see that as an intercity line. Let's aim for that in the future. But today I only want to go as far as Karlstad because time constraints. Okay, so we've got this nice little fancy junction here. We've got another hotel here, so it obviously wasn't as unique as they seem to think it was. So yeah, we're going to need a station here which lines up with this track and then lets us keep going to Christianham. So that's going to be an awkward way to build a station. Why don't we build it in this angle here, because we can get reasonably close to the centre of town. I say reasonably close, we're probably not really. In fact, I'm going to do something a bit different here. We're going to put platform in by 3, which gives us this nice little waiting room situation here. Oh good, it's been named Woods. That's exactly what I wanted. And because it's got a stupid name like Woods, it doesn't get a station building. I'm just going to go ahead and say that now. And then let's put a corner in here, and then get them to line up properly with each other to remove that unsightly gap between them. I will leave the gap there just in case we do want to quad track this later, because I'm aware we're going to be running a lot of trains on this line, and we may need to sort of quad track into Årebo, which will mean another couple of platforms and rebuilding that junction, but we'll cross that bridge or build that tunnel when we get to it. So hopefully we can do the same thing here. What if we try and build a by 5 one? Oh, that comes with a couple of advertisements. That's exciting, but it doesn't come with any way to cross the tracks. No, I don't mind that though, because we've got the pot plants and the advertisements. So yeah, let's just go with that. That looks nice, and it's Lazy Station Building 101 by TNIC. Plus, it's a slightly different design that we've not seen yet, because I'm pretty sure you're all sick of seeing me build flat roof stations, but well, damn it, I like the flat roof stations. They look nice. So that's good. So that's Christianham there. Now we're going to have to try and cram a station into Karlstad. Yeah, I like a challenge. Why not? This may require some sort of town tram action going on. So if we lower some land up here, let's just hang on, let's just see what you think of this. Okay, so you don't know we exist at the moment, but that is going to change very quickly. So if we lower a bit of land here, you think we're mediocre. That's fine. Yeah, okay, so we can put a bridge in here and it can be a tide arch. All glory to the tide arch. Fantastic. Now they think we're poor, and I've come to the point where I actually want to demolish stuff, so that was well planned. Why don't we try and plant some trees down in yonder vicinity? Something like there. You think we're good. Excellent. I'm a big fan of the good. Will that let me demolish these 2 buildings? It will. How about this road? Fantastic. Loving it. In fact, I'm actually going to allow you to expand in that direction by, that's a station, by building a bridge over here to help you get over things. And now you think we're poor, so let's go to Bribetown. And just bump that back up to good again. See, it's like nothing ever happened. What I'm thinking is we build a station out here, and then we have a tram connection down into the majority of town because, well, yeah, obviously it's called Woods. I'm going to call it Woods Heights because, you know, it's normally I would expect the station to be named Heights because it's higher than the town, but no, it went with Woods. That's its favourite. Oh, that's a fancy building. I don't think we built one of them yet. Hello. That should go nicely with the glass roofs, but of course they are not available yet. So we'll build a flat roof. Oh, it attaches. Oh, isn't that nice? That looks good. Very happy with that. And the obligatory pot plant at the end because pot plants are life. So that should be fine. So that's Woods Heights. They think we're mediocre. Hopefully we can get away with a couple of tram stops. Actually, why don't we build buses? Because buses are easier. I'm lazy. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm lazy. It's a thing that I am. So I'll put one in the centre of town there, and we'll drop one in over there. And that means we can use the articulated buses that we've been snubbing for so long. Because I keep saying, oh, you built some buses. Oh, I can't build the bendy buses because I built a dead-end station. So, you know, those days are over. We can build a bendy bus, and we will build several of them. Possibly 10. Because they do have a good capacity of 68 that I've just noticed by looking at it. So we'll send you around in a circle. and you can just pick everyone up and bring them to the station and drop them all off as appropriate. So we'll go ahead and build 10 of those. And why don't we build 10 going the other way, because I'm feeling generous. It's not like we don't have the money for it, and that way people getting on at Karlstad won't take all the seats, and the people getting on at Karlstad Central can actually have a crack. So we'll send you up via the depot, and then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Start them off as well, and look at all those glorious diesel fumes pour into the air. Yeah, you might think we're poor now, but when you see your massive bus fleet that we've just built you're going to be pretty happy. Yeah, look at all those buses. Yeah, who needs trams when you got bendy buses? I'm pretty sure that's the line Sydney took when they ripped pretty much all of their tram lines up, and now we're starting to rebuild them because Sydney is stupid. Okay, so we want to run across this farmland here. Fiddly-dee, and then come down here. No, come down. There you go. Come down here to line up with that station there. I forgot to build the other track, so I should probably you've stuffed it up. Yep, start there. There you go. That's what you wanted. Okay, cool. So if we are going to be turning around at Karlstad for now, how are we going for time? We've only been going for like 20 minutes. We probably could press on to Oslo today via Fredrikstad. That can be a junction-y thing. We'll probably hit up Arrivederci, but we will skip a mile. I don't know how we're going to service that town. Maybe more bit. I didn't want to go over there. Why would I want to go over there? And this one, don't touch the newspapers. In real life, or in TTD, by the way, because in real life you click on a headline wrong with your finger. You know, no one's tried this, but you point at it too many times and you're there. And you know, if you're reading about a civil war in I don't know, Africa, you really don't want to go there. Did we build signals? We didn't. Good work. You idiot. You think you'd learn all the other time you hadn't built signals, but you don't. So, is that enough signals? That's not enough signals. You need more. Always need more signals. There you go. Yep, good. Okay, good. More signals. Send in more signals. I do kind of want to extend the trains up here now, though, just because... reasons. So what I might do is to avoid having to damage the integrity of the railway line that we've just built. I'm going to go ahead and bear with me. This is going to make sense eventually. I'm going to go ahead and whack in a bit of a temporary termination point there. But without having to try and dick around with a set of points here and one-way signals and everything, we can have them come in on this platform, go into the depot, and then return. So we need to find a train to do that. So if we go down here to... There's one. Fantastic. He's going the wrong way, but I don't know, we can change his orders. I don't mind. So we want to find you when you get to Katrineholm. Boy, there's a lot of stations on this route. I regret extending it as far as I did. Oh, good. There's another one. So you can be our test dummy. No, we've already got Katrineholm, you idiot. So then head up to Eric's Tuna, because Eric likes tuna. Swing by Oribo Woods, because obviously. Drop off at Carl's Kroger Woods, Christian's Ham. And then head up to Karlstad Woods Heights. Swing by the depot, and then go back the other way. So we'll include Karlstad Woods Heights twice, even though it'll probably pick up all its passengers on the way to the depot, because passengers in this game are stupid. They're like, oh, yeah, where's this train going? Out of service. Yeah, no, we'd love to hitch a ride. There he goes. First train is underway. Oh, good. There's this. Oh, we've got in ahead of the queue. Fantastic. So this chap here is going to. No, we didn't. We picked the wrong train. Okay, so hang on. This is the one. This is the first train to undertake the new orders. So he is off like a rocket, and he's just done the big U-turn there. So I don't know why I'm following him, because I wanted to watch him do the U-turn, and he already has. So as you can see, no one's using the service yet, but that's okay. They will realise that it is a thing that they can do in good time, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So we'll whack in some one-way signals there so no one else tries to turn around, and everyone should pick the correct tracks here, because when they're going through the junction, their next station is actually on one of the lines, as opposed to a 4-track station further down that they can't differentiate between. So is this one of the new ones, or is this one of the existing ones? You look like a Ra. You're a Ra. Okay, good for you. Well, you keep doing whatever it is you're doing. Do we have any passengers that actually want to go anywhere new? Carl's Kroger Woods, no. And Eric's Tuna, no. Okay, well that's fine. We'll get some passengers eventually. I'm sure people in Karlstad are really excited about their new train service. No, they're all waiting for the bus. Oh, okay, well, but, you know, when a train arrives, they'll wake up and be like, well, man, look at this. In fact, why don't we skip Aviators as a destination for trains, because then we can just, you know, sort of bulldoze straight through here, straight down to Fredrikstad without having to sort of dick around. And we can put on some nice little buses coming down here into town that way. Is that going to line up with anything? Yep, it lines up really well with that depot you built, you idiot. Okay, well, we'll just bosh this aside. Yeah, I'm just wary that we've got way too many stations and it's going to take those trains 4 million years to actually get anywhere. So what we want to do is run the buses down into Karlstad Woods Heights, so that way people can catch the train. We'll build them a nice little bus terminal in the centre of town, because I'm a caring, sharing individual like that. We'll even give them a depot. In fact, because there's a depot there, we could probably bosh that depot out of the way. Well, I guess then these guys would have to detour a while to service, so maybe not. Maybe I didn't need to build that depot at all. Maybe that was a complete waste of money. Although we do have money to spare, so it's not exactly a big concern. So I want you to make a trip down here. Oh, that's an awfully congested bus stop, isn't it? Let's get... Oh, it is on for young and old Karlstad. Appalling. Well, do you think I'm appalling now? You do. Okay, how about now? You still do. How about now? Very poor. Fantastic. How about now? Poor. Yes, excellent. That should be enough to build a bus stop, right? Yeah, that's what I thought, you jerks. So then we're going to head down. See, look, already a bus using it, and there's our first train running completely empty. Maybe you'll pick someone up on the way through and make a liar out of me. See, he will. See, there you go. See, I'm a liar. I knew he was going to pick up there, and I intentionally said he wouldn't. And I realised that's because of the way the destination software works, the passenger destination. Because these passengers want to go to Christianham or further, they will not get on a train going the other way because they know it's going into the depot. Well, they don't know it's going to the depot, but they know it's coming back here, so they will just hang out for one going to Christianham. So that's fine. So you are now set up, and we'll go ahead and buy 10 of you as well, because auto replace is a thing, and why not? We're going to need a few buses to move people from Arrivederci down to Karlstad, which is useful there. But yes, that means we can just bulldoze this line straight across the countryside, thus making it an excellent candidate when we get high-speed trains to come into Fredrikstad, which has decided to build a farm on the edge of town, which I'm sure seemed useful to someone at some point. That's a very big building. I don't particularly want to get rid of it. Why don't we go ahead and build a really impressive station here, though, because I get the feeling we're going to have lines going down here. Probably out here as well. Yeah, I think we're going to have a few lines coming out of this town. So, yeah, we're going to build a nice, impressive little station here. I probably didn't need that. Let's get rid of that. Probably meant to put that there. And by probably, I mean I did. So why don't we build our brand new station. Well, this is brand new as well. No, let's build our brand new fancy looking station, because it looks nice. And then we'll go ahead and, let's see, we got what, 2 lines coming in from here. We probably want 2 going in the northern direction-ish, so that's 4. We'll have another 2 that come down this way, so 6 and 8. Okay, so we'll need at least 8 platforms here. This is going to be a fancy station, isn't it? Why don't we build some fancy station halls? I mean, it's probably well past the era that anyone actually bothered to build these, but we can do it because that, well, no, we can't, because we buggered up when we built the station. So why don't we get rid of that, then try it again? Yep, there you go. There you go. You haven't stuffed it up that bad. You forgot to hold Catenary and join them to one station. So it's entirely user error there. But why don't we go with 4 tracks of this action, sort of like that. That looks really impressive. What are we up to now? It's 5 tracks. That's 6 tracks. Now we've got a couple to spare, so we'll just do sort of bosh that in there. There we go. That's the we ran out of money and couldn't be bothered building the station hall thing there section, because that's a valid thing to do, right? That's what railways did around the world. And then we need to put in a footbridge. Of course, we can only build a 7-track tracker, 7-track one, but that's okay because we've got the underpass up here, so we'll just put in a set of benches up the end here. Or no, we'll put a normal roof in, which we've sort of just attached to the old roof. No, it looks stupid. Put the benches in. Just admit you've done it wrong. And of course, this one we can't do 8 tracks either, so we'll do 2 and then 6 down here. We'll sort of imagine that this section here was a last-minute add-on. Obviously, we've built it all at the same time, but you know, we'll just pretend. So 1, 2, 3, 4 going south, and these will be the north and east ones. So if we build this in a straight line, we actually miss that factory, which is wonderful. And it does put the factory next to a railway line if we want to use it in the future. I'm hoping we do. I do want to build a bit more freight to actually get some of the more modern freight wagons going, but I also kind of want to build some more passenger trains too. Oh, good, those bridges lined up nicely, didn't they? You know, I want to build more passenger trains to sort of really connect up some of these towns. Now, how are we going for lining up of things? We're actually doing pretty well. I'm pretty impressed with this. So if we build you in a straight line, look at all those coaches doing coach stuff, transporting people. We can just shortcut through the hill there. Good. And then build a tight arch bridge here. No. Okay, that's not... Well, hang on. We went up too high. Maybe the option remains. Yeah, there it is. There's the sweet option of tight arch. That's what you want. Okay, no, we've lost it again. Never mind. Well, we'll have a inconsistent pairing of bridges there because obviously the designer for this section of railway line was off sick, and no one got the memo that we wanted to have the same type of bridge. So we'll need to come up here, but then we can tunnel through this because we've got the money, and we probably could have tunneled through this at some point. Probably not. We'll just drop down again here. But that's good because it's a mostly straight line, so when we do get some higher speed trains, hopefully we can deploy them on this line and run them out of Stockholm. Is it Stockholm up here? What's the name of this town up here? I'm obsessed now. It is definitely Stockholm. Yeah, so we can run the high speed trains from Stockholm and down along this line, which we'll probably have to quad track to avoid the slower trains coming off the line that we're building now. So, you know, that's something to look forward to. And then we need more signals, so we'll go ahead and whack in a few here with the grace and care of a sledgehammer. And they should have built straight through the tunnel, yes, although they've doubled up over here, which is probably not ideal. And then through here. Yeah, so they should have built all the way to Fredrikstad. They have. Excellent. So, Oslo, you are going to need a station. And you're probably going to need a couple of suburban stations to service these little smaller locations out here. So, mainline-wise, what are we talking? These are probably main lines coming out here. Your suburban trains will probably be limited to you and Porsgrunn, and then maybe the line coming down the coast here. So we're going to have to build a nice big station up here with multiple entry and exit directions. So I'll start by getting rid of that intersection because it really bugged me. And I'm going to build a big fancy station building here. Something like, I'm going to say that. That is big and fancy. And then obviously we're going to have to put in some fancy roofs because, come on, that's how I roll. So why don't we go straight to this fella here and we'll do 4x4, no, hang on, 4x3. There we go. That's what we wanted. And then we can sort of maybe tack the suburban platforms on the other side here. So we'll put in a 1x3 there, and then we'll just tack in a bit of suburban action there. That doesn't really work because that roof doesn't line up. So we'll go like that. That's fine. And then obviously we'll need a footbridge. So we'll go. What was that? That was 5 tracks. Where would that be? No, we need 6. We need 6 because we need it to line up with the underpass over here. So you come down the footbridge, walk down, get in the underpass, and blah 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 blah. In fact, no, 5 would have been fine because you can come down these stairs and gone into the tunnel there. But we'll give him the courtesy of letting him go over an extra track because I'm just a generous kind of guy. So we'll put in 3 here, and then what do we need? We need 5 here. Good. That's a good looking station, very similar to Fredrikstad. Or whatever it wants to be called, up there. So, yes, okay, so these will be for our suburban-y type trains. So this will be the main line coming in and out here. So we'll run that track down like that, and then, oh, that's a fancy depot. Hello, you're new. What's the year? 1975. That must be a 1975 edition. Well, we built it in the wrong spot, so it's a 1975 demolition as well. So get rid of that and drop it down there. That's probably going to fit. Yes, you put the track in the wrong spot, so it fits. Yes, easily. Good. Excellent. So run that down like that. That's fine there. And then obviously we'll need to bookmark a bit of track coming out this side just to stop the town growing in that direction. And then we'll put in a couple of sets of points here for reasons that are a mystery to me and probably a mystery to you as well. So that's fine. That will be our mainline connection there. we'll probably end up quad tracking it. So we'll leave a bit of land off to this side to get that done. In fact, I'm going to future-proof this, and you'll see why probably in the next episode, unless I forget what I'm doing, which is entirely likely. Everything I do comes with a caveat of an asterisk, but I probably will end up running the suburban lines over the top, sort of like that. I realise that is at odds with my idea to quad track it, but we'll just have to demolish this and rebuild it at some point to reconcile that. Because obviously we need to have the station in over here for the suburban trains, which won't be mirrored by the intercity trains because we want to get them the hell out of Dodge. So we'll run this track down here, and then we should be able to just run it in a bit of a right angle down through to Fredrikstad. How we get across this river is going to be a bit of a challenge. So I think we can build a bridge that long. Of course, we picked the widest part of the river to try it. Yes, now we can build a cantilever. Oh, good. Oh, that's a fancy bridge. Hello. Oh, I do like that. That's a good looking thing. And of course we can get ships underneath quite easily if we really want to. But I'm not sure if we do. We probably do, but we may not. So, there's that aspect of it. So obviously the main line will be coming through here. So that's a thing we can do. So why don't we rebuild this whole thing? We've got the money. I just want to rejig how we do this in case we cross quad track rather in the future. So I want to have 4 tracks coming in and out of here, and then I want to have the ability to get to and from each one if needed. No, hang on. What are you doing? Because you've got what have you done? You've got trains coming in here. No, trains coming in here that are going to want to use these 2 tracks. No, you've built that all wrong, haven't you? You plonker. So get rid of all that. That's a mess. You've messed that up big time. Well, that shouldn't be a surprise. So that's fine. Okay, so we've got to rethink this. So these 2 tracks here, yes, will be the outbound tracks from Oslo. Yes, that sounds about right. So you want them to do that. Yes, that's exactly what I want them to do. Good. So this track here needs to somehow get over here. That's going to be fun. So why don't we instead knock that off? Sorry about your fields, by the way. Sorry. You poor bugger. I'm sure he's well compensated. I mean, it's 17 grand every time we build a bit of track just to demolish it again. So why don't we instead knock this off, and then we have a nice little drop-down tunnel here. There we go. That's going to work. That's going to work much better. I'm pretty sure this is a design we've built before. Only I didn't build it to begin with because I'm a doofus. Again, no surprises. And then we can run this track in this way. Good. Okay, so that's fine. And that way, when we do end up quad tracking, we've at least got this station and this junction sorted, which is an important piece of the puzzle. If you're puzzling. So I don't know why I demolished both bridges because we probably could have left one. But yeah, we've gone ahead and expended a lot of money there because we could. So let's get our nice uniform cantilever bridges built a second time because we're idiots. And we'll run this track down here and then put in a corner that we're not going to line up at all with the, let's have a look, we're just eyeballing it. Is that going to work? Oh, it did. Oh, first go. Look at that. Oh, TTD professional right here. Said with a massive tongue-in-cheek gesture. You didn't connect that up, so that would have ended in tears for pretty much everyone, mostly you. And then all we got to do is fill in the blanks with some signals. No, you've held control too early. You got a bit excited and you've paid the price. There you go. Good. Okay, so we'll whack in those signals. They come down here across the bridge and down to this junction. And then obviously we need signals going this way. We've already built them, and we need signals going this way. No, that's the wrong way. No, you've done it again. Okay, let's just calm down. Take a minute. There you go. Yeah, you go. You've built your signals. Congratulations. Don't know why I bothered building those 2. Not going to use them for a while. Just going to be honest. But yeah, I built them. So that's a thing that we've got. So that's fine. So now we can connect up our long-suffering. Well, I don't know our long-suffering, but our oh my God, there's a lot of people here. Yes, we should probably add more than 10 trains onto this line, given we've pretty much doubled its length. So you guys, after going to Karlstad Woods Heights, which is here somewhere, you no longer go to Karlstad Train Depot, because why would you? You're going to keep going down here to Fredrikstad, and then you're going to come over to terminate in our brand new our frontline station, which is really exciting. We're having a big celebration, going to be fireworks. They're going to have a clown for the children. They're going to have a clown that terrifies the children, just so you never know which one you're going to get. There's going to be a big celebration, balloons, everything, at Oslo Woods, because we didn't think to name it Oslo Station, because, as I said, the guy designing the line was off sick. So we'll swing by the depot on the way out. Is it on the way out you want to swing by it? It's probably on the way in you want to swing by it, because that's the track coming in, so I might just move that up there. Good. Yeah, so after Oslo Woods, we're then going to get you to swing back via Fredrikstad on the way out again. And then, of course, where did you come from? You came from... Nope, you've forgotten how to move the map with the mouse. That's not a surprise. We're going to come down to your depot of origin, and we're going to clone us another 10 of these trains, because we can. Is that one of them? No, don't risk it. So there's one there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because we really need the capacity up on this line, because as you can see, we've got 4,800 people, and that's only going in one direction. And I don't mean that awful boy band that some people seem to like. I don't know why. I mean, to each their own, but okay, well, those 8 people waiting for a bus. Never mind. But yeah, so that's only in one direction, and that's not counting all of the other stations on this line, like Karlskoga. Okay, 250 is not overwhelming. How about you? How many people want to go via Eric's Tam or Eric's Tuna? There we go. 980. See? How many people have you taken? You're not going to Eric's Tuna, so why am I asking you? How many people are you bringing in? Not as many. Okay, well, but maybe the decision to build 10 extra trains was a bit premature, but, well, I've made it, committed to it, yada, yada, yada. So next time, we are going to keep developing this area, because we've got a lot of work to do connecting up Oslo, as well as Fredrikstad, and I want to try and tie in some of these towns down here. We've got Göteborg, which is a massive oh my god, look at all the towns we still have to connect up. Oh, this is going to be an absolute farce. Oh my god. I think we want to come down through Halmstad. We can probably hijack these platforms here, drive a tunnel through here or something to get a bit of better connection there. But yes, we've got a lot to do. Let's pull the map up and actually have a look at that. I wanted to extend the map. There you go. Yeah, so we've got a lot more in this corner of the map to do than I anticipated. Obviously, we've got this whole disaster zone here. We've got Göteborg. We've got, I'm pretty sure this is Denmark here. So I'm not going to bother connecting that up. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to connect. Is Copenhagen in Denmark? Maybe not. Maybe I don't know how Europe works, by the way. Just I should get that out there. I'm from Australia. I know where New Zealand is. Anything else beyond that is confusing. So yes, apologies if my geography is absolutely atrocious, but I definitely want to have a line coming down this way through Göteborg down to Malmo. And of course that's a good candidate for a high-speed line eventually, because we're connecting up some big towns here that are pretty close together. So we might end up with a local train which follows these little towns here, and then a main line that skips them. And then how we're going to get in here, I don't know. We might end up using buses here just to provide a connection here, and then we can run a train line down through this way, maybe down to Jönköping. I mean, it's already an important junction, so why not make it a more important junction, and then we can run buses across to connect the two lines up. Something we've done here at Hasselholm and Angelholm, and something we probably could have done here between some of these towns here. But yeah, until then, I'm going to find us look at this convoy. Where are you? Yeah, look at that. That's an impressive convoy of trams. I don't know what's happened to make them all line up behind each other. I swear I had 2 different directions of tram going. Didn't I have a counterclockwise and a clockwise? But either way, we have some sort of tram traffic jam to end tram traffic jams. So, I've been T-Nick. This has been Open TTD with the Swedish Rails set and some sort of tram-related catastrophe unfolding in front of us. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I look forward to your company again next week. But until then, later days. Seriously, the trams just keep coming. Do they all have the same shared orders? How many of you? 20. Okay, good work, mate. Yes, I really put in a lot of efforts to space them out, completely phoning that in, and no wonder they're all hemorrhaging money, because I'm an idiot. How many people are even waiting to get on the tram? The Västerås Forest. No one. No one wants to go to Västerås. They all want to go to Västerås Forest, and they can catch the train to do that. In fact, they can catch multiple trains because we've got the suburban trains and we've got the intercity trains. So that's a success story for trams right there. No wonder Sydney ripped them all up. Trams are awful.